Excuse me, I don't have anything yet.
Okay, it should be coming. Hi, I am on already, and I have sent it, and I've already sent it to text as well. Maybe you could email it to yourself?
I can't. I have to go on the computer.
Oh, okay.
On my laptop.
Okay, just a second. Hello, who's there? Yeah, there you are. Hello, who's there? Hey, Stephanie. How are you? We are just getting some technical difficulties worked out. It's always something, right? All right. Well, this next lady I'm going to introduce to you is attorney, my friend, long time from junior high school, back when they used to call middle school junior high school.
Right.
Attorney Rahlita Thornton. So let me just tell you a few things about her because I'm so impressed with this woman. First of all, she's a Mary Kay customer.
Mary Kay, right?
So that just goes to show you how smart she is right there. And let me just share with you some things about her. But before I do, I just want to take 1 minute to say, hey, you can share this to the beauty box. You can share this right now to anybody, your best friend. Send them the link. Tell them to join in to the beauty box. We are doing amazing things here. I'm so excited. I'm meeting with somebody tomorrow to see a commercial space. Yes, excited about that. And you know, we start our 3-week Esther study. 3 Saturdays in a row at noon, Esther in the book of the Bible here at my house. So this Saturday, then the 22nd, and then the 29th. And of course, every morning we have 7 a.m. weekday devotionals with me. And then what else? Next week, Joe Wells will be here on Wednesday talking about academic and college planning. So you don't want to miss that. Okay, so we got a lot going on. Join the beauty box and invite your girlfriends. Okay, it's for girls only. Okay, girls only, ladies only. Okay, so I want to introduce this amazing woman, Rahlita Thornton. I'm really impressed with her. She's been hardworking for many years. I can't believe how long we have been out of high school. That's crazy. Okay, she is a managing member. She is the managing member of the Thornton Esquire Law Group. She also, her reputation and her successes come from being established as an attorney in Houston, Texas for almost 30 years. That's crazy, 30 years. And growing up with a family of lawyers, which include her sister and her father. She's going to tell you a little bit about her family. She graduated magna cum laude in law school with a GPA of 3.87. Wow, didn't know that. All right, she's not just a pretty face, okay? She was number 3 in her law school graduating class, and the top female in her law school graduating class are some of her many accomplishments while attending Thurgood Marshall Law School. She also attained the highest grades in 3 subjects, which she believes reinforced her strong desire to help accident victims. She received the highest I could go on and on grades in. I printed all this stuff out, and I'm like, oh my gosh! Wait, stop, go away. Okay, my computer's doing something weird. Okay, cancel. I don't want to do that. It's just get thee behind me, Satan. Okay, we got some good stuff going on here. Let me put my glasses on. That might help me, okay? So she graduated 3.87, number 3 in her law school graduating class, and the top female in her law school graduating class are some of her many accomplishments while attending Thurgood Marshall School of Law or law schools. She also obtained the highest grades in 3 subjects, which she believes reinforced her strong desire to help accident victims. She received the highest A grades in insurance law, torts, which is negligence, and evidence. Hard work had more to do with those accomplishments, as she does not believe she graduated magna cum laude honors in law school with a GPA of 3.87. Oh my gosh, she was an Arrowette.
Yes.
She was an Arrowette.
Yes.
That's a drill team. I was an Arrowette. She was there before me. She's got a BBA in accounting. Really? Oh my gosh. Okay. Cum laude honors. It goes on and on. So I'm going to let her tell you a little bit about her. And when you have questions, put them in the chat. So Rahlita, what we want to know at the Beauty Box, because we love talking to women who have made something of themselves. And of course, we want to know about car accidents, but we also want to know who you are, a little bit about you, how you got where you are, and maybe you will inspire one of the other ladies, because this Beauty Box is all about empowering women, enriching women's lives. So thank you for being on.
You're welcome. I'm honored to do so, and I appreciate you offering me to come up and talk to everybody and just to kind of share some things and also to help people.
Yes.
You asked about, how I got here. I think that just my personality, as a child was one of reaching out to other people. I used to, in elementary school, if there was a new student there, I didn't want them to get picked on. So I would reach out and try to help them to assimilate with everybody else. So I think it's just that helping spirit that kind of drove me to do what I'm doing. And so that is still ingrained in me. Sometimes I want to help everybody. I can't help everybody, but I want to help everybody. Right. So again, I did work hard. I knew that was something that was necessary in order to attain any goals. Not necessarily that I wanted to go to law school. So I did start off in accounting because I thought, okay, this is a good field. I like math. I like math too. And I thought, well, this would be a good degree to have in case I don't want to go to law school. Right. So, but then I decided, okay, I think I'm going to go ahead and go to law school, because my dad was like, well, because he's an attorney too, as you said. And he told me, he said, well, do you want to make double the amount of money that you can from being an accountant? Well, when somebody who was broke and never really had a good job, that was something that I said, oh, I thought making this much money in accounting was going to be something good. You're telling me I can double it? I was like, okay, I'll go ahead and go to law school for another 3 years. So with that being said, I've been private practice, which means that I haven't worked for anybody else. I've been my own boss. And so one of the things that my mom instilled upon us is that, it's good to have flexibility and not always have to work for somebody else. So it's also being a business owner. And so I get to make my own hours if I want to. Right now with Zoom and everything, I get to travel more. I can take my laptop with me and still go to Zoom hearings. I've done that a number of times since COVID. I've been in Los Angeles in a hotel room doing a deposition.
Wow.
So yes, and so I've been an attorney going on 32 years in November. So yes, ma'am. So I need to update my website.
It doesn't matter. It looks so powerful. It's like, yeah, that's my friend. Yes, go.
Right. And so so that keeps me motivated by having my own business, as well as being able to help as many people as I do. And I got a lot of Google reviews. I mean, more recently I started collecting Google reviews, and I would say it's been about 2 or 3 years now. And I have like 100 and almost 140 Google reviews, and only maybe one star and 1 4-star. All of them are 5-star. And so I just didn't realize the positive effect that I was having on people's lives until I started collecting those reviews. Right. So for me, I get a lot of clients because of my Google reviews, right. But then I get a lot of satisfaction knowing that my clients also appreciated me right. and my team in helping them with their problem that's solved. I mean, I'm talking about life-changing
Yeah.
problems. Like their lives have changed because they were able to do XYZ. They were able to get, their kids out of certain situations, and they have a sense of comfort. And they had depression maybe when they first came to me, and they're saying, I'm not depressed anymore. So I'm not thinking about all of that when I'm doing my work behind the scenes.
Right.
But at the end of the day, it feels very good for somebody to say, you not only helped me with my legal problem, but you helped me with my life.
Yes. And that's one thing that I feel about you, and you wouldn't be here if I didn't feel this about you, is that you're just a down to earth, genuine person. I mean, you really are. You talk to her, she is down to earth, just like you're talking to your best girlfriend. And what I hear from you is that you give people hope. And what impresses me also about you is that you did this and you've been solo dolo the whole time. But I know you have people that maybe supported you. Maybe your dad. What kind of law was your dad in?
Yeah, my dad was doing accidents as well when he first started out. He was working for a life insurance agency
Okay.
For a while. And so that's how he got into the insurance industry.
Right.
And so back when he first started, was hardly any black male attorneys doing that,
Right.
And so he did introduce that, and it's been very lucrative,
Right.
and helping people as well. And Johnny Cochran's dad was here in Houston. He had the life insurance. He worked for Johnny Cochran's dad.
Oh.
So yeah, I forgot the name of the life insurance, but it's like way back.
Your dad worked for Johnny Cochran's dad. That's so cool.
Yeah. And so he would refer him clients to California. So I met Johnny Cochran way before Johnny Cochran was Johnny Cochran. Right? Johnny Cochran. But anyway, so we did, and we were able to reach out and meet a lot of different attorneys, like I said, when we would go to those bar conventions with different attorneys. So anyway, so that was helpful, and it's really good to see us doing some good things.
It is. And then when you say us, not only Black people, but women, you know what I mean?
Yeah, us.
Like in our group, it's multicultural. We have some of everybody in the
right.
box, and I am really proud of that. I really am. But women on a whole, we're so powerful. Mm-hmm. But we've been beat up so much, and we do so much for everybody else that we forget. We forget. And so I love to bring people on to give people hope, and you've been doing this a long time. 32 years is a long time. And so I'm so proud of you. And I'm going to lock now. And guys, if you have questions as she talks, put them in the chat, and hopefully we'll have time to address them. But I'm going to let her go ahead and share with you what she has about car accidents. And I'm going to take myself off the screen, and I'll come back. So if I leave, it's not because something's wrong, but I'm just going to have you on the screen sharing what you shared. And I got to tell you, my son got into a little accident recently. He wasn't in the car, but the lady was there, and when he came out of the hotel and said, "You dinged my car," and so it went from there. But I was like, we need to know what's going on. So I'm going to remove myself and let you have the floor.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Okay, so I've been doing accidents, like I said, for almost 32 years now. I also do family law cases as well. So I do both of them, probably half and half. And I feel like I can do them at a certain caliber. And I feel like at this particular point in time, and having all the knowledge that I have, I'm able to handle almost any of those cases without a problem. One of the topics that Cheryl said she wants to talk about was, what kind of things are you supposed to do when you have an accident? Okay, so I would just say, I'm just going to give you all some of the things that I advise my clients to do when they've had an accident. And sometimes these things will help you down the line in case you do have to, file a claim, what have you. Well, first of all, with most car accidents, you're just filing a claim. You're not actually suing anybody. So people think, oh, I have a claim, I'm suing somebody. Not necessarily. You may also just be filing a claim. So in that claims process, certain things we try to make sure that that like if you're in an accident, you need to make sure if you're injured, of course, seek medical attention right away. You may not go to the emergency room, but going to the urgent care is just as good. Secondly, we would advise to not necessarily talk to the other party's insurance company because we don't want you giving statements about the accident when you're flustered and haven't put it all together yet. So we like to be your voice. So I have clients that we represent them. They never have to talk to anybody. They get their case settled and they can move on with their lives. And then another thing is maybe to also document your pain and suffering and who you're talking to and when you're talking to people if you're not going to hire a lawyer. Make sure you're documenting everything. Make sure that you know who you're talking to. You're getting claim numbers. You're keeping a history of everything that's going on so that you can, if you do have to turn over your case to an attorney, then you can turn over all of that information. I would also advise if you are injured and you think that you need some compensation, I would advise you to get an attorney right away. I wouldn't advise you to try to handle it on your own because you're going to be giving the insurance company information that they can use against you later. The other party's insurance company is not your friend. And sometimes even your own insurance company is not your friend. So with that being said, those are some things that I think that we need to think about. In reference to talking to the police when they come to the scene, of course, maybe gathering, making sure that there are witnesses. If you see there are witnesses to the accident, making sure you're able to get those witnesses' names and telephone numbers in case you need them later. I've had many clients to tell me, oh, there were some witnesses, but I didn't get their name. Oh, and the police department, they told them they didn't need them. So we don't even have witnesses that actually saw the accident because the police officer probably thought that this is a clear-cut case. They don't need witnesses. Well, down the line, the insurance companies will say, we don't have any witnesses. And then the other side may change up their story from when the accident happened and say something else really happened. So then we don't have any independent witnesses because either the police officer told the witness it wasn't necessary for them to stay, or you talked to a witness, but you forgot to get their name and number. So those are some important things. And I know people don't necessarily think about that when they're hurt and injured and probably crying and all kinds of stuff like that. So I can understand that. But maybe you all looking at this video, maybe you all will think about those things. And you could share those tips to your friends and your family members.
I have a question.
Okay.
We have a question right here. Can you see it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You want me to read it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So D is asking, do you recommend having a lawyer on your side, regardless of what may happen? If so, how should we go about establishment? So I think what you're asking is regardless if who is at fault or not, is that possibly what she's asking? So,
I think so.
Okay, so that's going to be my interpretation. So if you have an accident and you're at fault, then your insurance company is supposed to take care of that damage. And so attorneys work for injuries. So attorneys don't get paid up front in your accident cases. So the only way attorneys get paid in accident cases is at the end of the case. And so if you're not injured, you're not going to have a case to get any funds back. And so you don't need an attorney if you're the person responsible. Your own insurance company should hire a lawyer for your behalf if you are sued. Okay. So that's what happens. And I've had a number of people call me over the years and say, I was in an accident, I was at fault, I got sued. Yeah. I got court papers. What do I do?
Right.
Insurance companies don't even tell you that you should be contacting them if you get the papers. So I have to tell them. And so they're like, oh, okay. And they're so grateful because they don't have to pay anything for that lawyer. Okay. And so the way that most people's legal cases work, they have to pay by the hour for lawsuits. People generally think everything is free as far as a lawyer. When they call, I got this problem, can y'all help me for free? So most of the time, no. So that's the way attorneys get paid. So if you're not hurt, then you got to pay up front, and you're not going to want to pay up front because attorney fees aren't cheap. So that's why, and then, when you have accidents like this and you're in a situation where you're not, sometimes can't work. So you can't pay an attorney to put forward your issues and put forward your case. And so that's why the whole system has gone to being more of a contingency fee. So attorney fees are supposed to come out at the end. And so that's how the attorneys get paid for the work that they've been doing on your case. So I hope I answered her question.
So yes, so if you're injured in an accident, you shouldn't let the fact that you don't have any money stop you from calling an attorney.
Right. If you were not at fault. Now, if you're out there, not anybody in your audience, but let's just say there's people out there drinking and driving and they hit somebody, don't call me. Okay. Right. Call your lawyer, call your insurance company, because I'm not going to take your case, because I'm only taking your case if you are not at fault. I'm not going to take your case if you are at fault.
But if you are at fault, you do need an attorney, especially if you're drinking and driving, right?
Yeah, now that may be a criminal case too, but I don't have the criminal. But yeah, it may be a criminal case too, but it's also, like I said, you need to let your insurance company, and you're probably going to let your insurance company know anyway. And so, because your car is going to be messed up, and you're probably going to contact them anyway, and they'll guide you. But they will handle your defense.
Right.
Because that's what you pay for. But people don't even know that, because the insurance companies really don't want you to know all this, because they don't want to pay for the lawyer, because they got to pay for the lawyer.
Yes. I have a question. Okay. So when you're at the scene of an accident, I heard you say, just record everything. I have had somebody who didn't record, avoided calling anybody. They were at fault, I think, and avoided. But by the time they did, they had a whole extra person in the car, because it was only 2 people in the car at the time of the accident. But by the time she got back, they said it was a 3rd person in the car. I know. Right.
Okay. Yeah. So that's why the police should be called.
Yes. Oh, so you recommend if you're call the police every time?
Unless it's something where it's a small, if you can, yes, but sometimes they don't come up, and so you don't feel like waiting if it's not that serious of an accident. Not any just fender benders where nobody's hurt.
Yeah.
But if you think that you may be hurt, even if you at the scene, I mean, there are many people that don't feel like they're hurt at the scene immediately, right? They call 911 or whatever, and they're like, well, I think I'm okay. But probably 30 minutes, an hour later, they start feeling something. Maybe it's not so bad.
Yeah.
But that means it's probably going to get worse. Right. So in a situation where you are feeling pain and having problems, I think you should call at the scene. You should call the police. But most of the advice that they give you is to just pull off to the side, exchange your information, and then, fill out. I'm not sure if they call it blue forms anymore, but fill out a form and you send it to the state.
Right.
Right. So that's how the car accident situation works. Like I say, I would be ready to record, like you say, take pictures.
Yes.
Also, get the witnesses' information. Don't rely on those police officers. I'm sorry, I respect police officers, but sometimes they're just ready to leave the scene. They want to write up a report and move on. Okay.
Right.
So
all that paperwork.
Yeah, they may not want to deal with talking to, and it may be a number of witnesses. They may not even want to talk to any of them. So. Right. I've had that happen before. They were like, oh, there's a lot of people around saying they saw the accident, but there's no witness on this police report. There's no witness statement. So, okay, because the police officer was ready to move on. So sometimes you have to take care of yourself.
Look, somebody said, can you see the comment?
Oh, yes. Okay. It's great information, and had to learn the hard way that my insurance company was definitely not my friend. Oh, that is
Amelia Amos. That's Amelia. You remember her? Amelia? Malden, Amos, yeah.
Okay, you put me on the spot. From where? Middle school?
Lamar. You remember?
Lamar.
Okay, yeah. But that's okay. But she had to learn the hard way that her own insurance company was not her friend.
Yes. So with that being said, right, again, they're not going to volunteer certain information. So you kind of have to ask some questions and make sure, okay, let me make sure I understand what you're saying, adjuster. And so knowing that they have an obligation to defend you and somebody sues you, then that's really important. Like I said, I've had a number of people call me, oh, what am I, somebody served me some papers. What do I have to, I'm trying to find a lawyer. They are so happy when I tell them they don't have to pay for the lawyer. Somebody is your insurance company, call them, tell them what you got, send it to them, and they're going to provide you with some defense and they're going to pay for the lawyer.
Yes.
And another thing that insurance companies do, I feel, your own insurance company, something, they don't really want to do that. And so they may not really tell you that a suit may be coming. Because if you don't cooperate and you don't give it to them, they can say you waited too long and never gave it to us. We didn't even know about this, so we're not going to pay it.
Wow.
So
do that?
Yeah, they don't tell people. They don't tell people about their rights. So yeah, they will. You may get sued, and you may, like I said, you may not know that you need to call them. And then maybe time passes. You're like, okay, I need to hire a lawyer, or maybe you even go and hire a lawyer. And that's another thing. Maybe there's some lawyers that are not like me, that will take your case and charge you.
Yeah.
And not tell you. And then maybe turn around and say, okay, well, we need to let the insurance company know. And so therefore they may go ahead and try to charge you to pay out of your pocket.
Wow.
Yeah. So
that's why everybody needs you in their phone book.
Oh, okay. That sounds good too.
I mean, I'm serious, because even if you can't help them, you can guide them.
Oh yeah.
You know, tell them who they need to call or what they need to do. Because
I have an extensive referral list of different attorneys that when people call us, because we get about 4 or 5 calls, about 4 calls I average a day.
Yeah.
And so I have a list of like real estate lawyers, trademark lawyer, property, real estate, let's say real estate, out different counties. So I have referrals in Dallas.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I can handle cases in Dallas too, but I have cases where I will refer out to attorneys that are practicing in Dallas. And we just try to keep that list.
Well, you're my first go-to when anybody's looking for an accident attorney, for sure. Well, so we're going to wrap it up, but I would like to know if there's any kind of inspiration or motivation or anything you can share with our beauty box community about, I don't know, anything that you can say that might help them. Because I'm about waking up and achieving your dreams. I don't think you're ever too young or too old to dream and to work for something big and new. Because me, at the age of 56, just starting this beauty box out of the blue, I feel like if you're open to it, God can speak to you and lead you at any age if you're open to it. But so many people, I'm tired. Once you get, I don't know, once people get a certain age, it's like they're waiting to die. They're not dreaming anymore. They're, so, I don't know. So what are your thoughts?
Well, I want to say that I evolve all of the time. So being a business owner, I've gone from no internet, like there was no internet when I first started in 1991 as a lawyer. But, I had to get clients, in person or what have you. But now I've embraced the internet and social media and whatever. So I'm a different person and I do things differently. I'm still the same person, but as far as the way I do things, I can do them differently. And so I have this open mind that I can advertise anywhere in the world with the internet. Okay. Not that I want to practice everywhere in the world. Right. But I'm just saying how open the world is. Right. And so I keep my mind open about different things. I learn a lot. I do a lot of things behind the scenes for my business. I work hard on my business and I work hard in my business, meaning I work hard on my cases and I work hard, trying to make sure I'm developing a good business. Right. And so I would just say that that's because I've had an open mind and I've been willing to learn at every step. So I'm not closed down to thinking, okay, that won't work. But I'm open-minded. I'm going to figure out some stuff. And sometimes I'm thinking, should I be getting a marketing degree?
But the thing is, I love that you because if you're not growing, you're dying. There's no
Right.
in between. There really isn't. They're like so happy that I invited you. How should they get a hold of you? Do you want me to put your phone number or your website or what?
Yeah, you want to type it in, or you want
Yeah,
me
I'll
to?
do it right now. Tell me.
Okay, so it's www.thorntonesquirelawgroup.com.
Thornton Esquire, Quire.
Yes, ESQUIRE lawgroup.com. And our number is 888-343-4529.
Okay.
And again, I do other kind of cases. I did mention early on, I do family cases, but I also do wills and probate, wills and estates and probate as well. And I've been doing those for 32 years going on in November as well.
Right. Okay. So that is it. I think I spelled everything right,
Yes,
right?
that's correct.
Okay. So there, and the phone number again is what?
888-343-4529.
All right. So that is cool. I am so excited. So we'll scroll that across the bottom. Oh, that's the phone number. Okay. So
Okay. You had the website up at first.
yeah, I like that. Okay, cool. So you guys, any last minute questions? You good? Let me look.
And just to say, I know I didn't really mention where I practice, but I practice a lot in Harris, Fort Bend, Montgomery County, Brazoria County. And I can go to Dallas if I really want to.
Right.
So, but that's where I do a lot of my work.
Right. And if not, you probably could refer them to people.
Right. I've handled accidents all over the United States. I've handled accidents in Indiana, Louisiana. I had 18-wheeler case in Louisiana. Right now I'm trying to focus more on like Lyft.
Yeah.
Ride share, which would be Lyft and Uber cases.
Oh, yeah. That's a whole nother class right there. So we are so excited, and I'm so proud of you. So grateful that you took time out of your busy schedule to be with us. And I know that great things are on the horizon for you. And I know we will support you from the beauty box, because if we don't need you and we hear of anybody who needs you, they will be contacting you. Okay.
Thank you. I've enjoyed this last 32 minutes.
I love you. I know we were all confused at first, but rolling with me, it's always an adventure.
Oh, that's all right. It's all
I
right.
love you, girl.
Love
Thank
you
you.
too. All right.
Thank you, Beauty Box community.
Okay. Thank you, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.